If your portfolio is not performing well, it is your fault. It is not the market's fault. It's not XRP's fault. It's not Brad Garlinghouse's fault. It's not Chris Larson's fault. It's not freaking David Schwartz's fault. It is your fault. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video, we are going to be discussing and talking about some blockchain and distributed ledger technology companies, and also discussing and talking about their particular digital assets, covering some interesting ongoing developments that have been happening over the past couple of weeks/months that I feel like a lot of people haven't been paying attention to due to the inability to control emotions and understand the zoomed out perspective of where this space is headed. So we're going to be covering today in this particular video breakdown Ripple, the XDC network, and the Quant network. We're going to be going into detail, showing you all how Ripple is building out with large jurisdictions and ecosystems, helping them develop their crypto ecosystems, showing you guys that XDC is focused on utility. They're gaining massive traction by winning certain awards that have been announced to them over the past couple of weeks. We're going to go into detail in that. And then we're also going to talk about some developments that just recently took place this year on Quant Network. Okay. So if you all enjoy these video breakdowns, showing you guys the devil's in the details, keeping you all in the loop with what's actually happening behind the scenes, not this mainstream bull crap that has everybody distracted, right? The zoomed out perspective of what's really happening via the infrastructure that's being built on behind the scenes. Do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. We do appreciate the love and the support. So I'm actually going to start this video breakdown off with this post right here because it plays an extremely important role in the entirety of this video breakdown, where I said, I see a lack of emotional control and risk management in this sector every single day. People are sad that the digital asset that they invested in is not performing as well as others. For example, individuals invested in utility-driven assets, they'll go and they'll look at these meme coins and they'll see massive amounts of percentage pumpage, and they'll get depressed about it. They'll start to talk crap about their digital asset that they invested in, particularly focused on assets like XRP, Quant, Casper, XDC. You guys catch the drift. People should obviously, of course, learn a better dollar cost average strategy if their portfolio is not performing well, and or diversify into other assets, right? So if your portfolio is not performing well, it's most likely because you're buying at tops, you're buying in the improper places, and you're not understanding how to actually implement capital into this space effectively and efficiently. Here at CYPRX, on a consistent weekly and monthly basis, we've shown not only our private community, but also to the public that we're consistently dollar cost averaging improperly and experiencing gains in our portfolio on the vast majority of digital assets that people talk a lot of crap about. For example, like XRP. XRP is one of the best performing assets in my portfolio because I don't buy it when it's at a high price. I buy it when it's at a discounted price compared to where previous banking institutions bought from, to then see a further appreciation in my portfolio, which gives me a rise in percentages. I said all this doubt when we have not seen or reached mass adoption, gained global regulatory clarity, surpassed 1 billion active crypto users, or transitioned from a speculative phase to a utility phase. Here are some projects that I see people talk the most crap about, but people fail to understand how these digital assets will be used in the new Web3 economy that won't be fully developed for another 2 to 3 years minimum, and even after that will still be developing. Most suffer from overestimating in the short term and underestimating in the long term. Specifically today, we're going to be focused on XDC, Quant, Casper, XRP. I see individuals talk crap about LCX, HBAR. All these digital assets are the ones that I see people with no credentials on X talking the most crap about. Yet Quant Network, Ripple, Casper Labs, XDC Network, Hedera, and the LCX exchange are the ones that I personally see gaining the most regulatory clarity, licensing, attending or hosting the most events, and constantly building and actively engaged in promoting and developing bigger and better solutions. And I'm going to show you some of that today. So with that being said, personally, I continue to stack more of these assets while assessing my risk accordingly. Obviously, of course, I don't facilitate any money in this digital asset space that I'm not 110% willing to lose. Moving on, let's get into this. So This was a very interesting fundamental piece right here. It's a digital Euro conference that's taking place right now, today, February 29th in Frankfurt. And I found it interesting that this is getting zero mainstream media attention, but we have massive financial participants here. For example, we have MasterCard, we have JP Morgan, we have the European Commission, we have Circle attending, we have the DEA, we have the BIS attending this event, IBM attending this event, Goldman Sachs, right? So again, this is going to get no mainstream media attention. And who do we see here on this list? Just like I said in the post, we see Ripple attending this event. We see Casper Labs attending this event. We see Swirl Labs, again, i.e. connected to Hedera, attending this event. You guys see what I'm saying? So everybody talking crap about these projects, they're not zooming out and seeing what's happening behind the scenes. Okay. Again, this is not going to get any mainstream media attention. Barely anybody know about this. Think about it. 430 million active crypto users, and the amount of people that actually know that this event in the crypto space is actually going on right now is probably not even 0.005% of the active crypto users in this space. Okay. So just think of that, take that into consideration. These are some of the topics that they're going to be talking about in this event. The future of money. Right? Use cases of blockchain-based forms of money, CBDCs versus stablecoins, tokenized deposits, USD stablecoins. We can see here CBDCs and artificial intelligence, wholesale CBDCs versus retail CBDCs, legal considerations, use cases, implementation, and adoption. So they are going to be talking about some very systemically important topics. And you can see the organizations like Ripple, Hedera, and Casper Labs attending this event, i.e. obviously, of course, Circle as well, right? And we know the connections with Ripple and Circle. So I found that very interesting just to show you guys, right? What's happening on mainstream Twitter platforms where people are talking crap about these projects. There's like this ongoing turf war right now, where if my assets performing better than yours, I like to talk down to you. Obviously, of course, not me personally. I'm talking from a outside perspective, but that seems to be what's going on right now in the Twitter space, and you need to not pay attention to that. Shut that stuff out and just do research. If you don't know how to do your research, then tap into a community like ours, where on an active daily and weekly basis, we literally, in our crypto research chat, I'm talking about hundreds of fundamental documents, PDFs, video breakdowns that never make the mainstream on a daily and weekly basis shared in this chat. So that way our active members can stay in the loop with what's actually happening behind the scenes. Okay, moving on. Now, do you guys remember on Rahul Advani, whom obviously, of course, works for Ripple, on his page, this was very interesting. About 3 months ago, he went on to say, Team Ripple and Medico joined forces at the Crypto Assembly in Sydney, organized by Blockchain APAC, where Nicole, David, Neil, and I spent 2 fruitful days in discussions with public and private sectors to help develop a course of action for the future of Australia's crypto sector. That is a massive statement right there. So hold on. Ripple's ongoing in meetings to help develop Australia's crypto sector, right? Scratch my head on that one. And I posted about this 3 months ago. Now, fast forward to more recent times, you can see a fundamental post where Rahul Advani, the policy director APAC at Ripple, attended this event that just took place at the beginning of this week, February 21st and 22nd, the Blockchain Australia Policy Forum. And right down here is a very interesting link where he goes on to say that he's going to be attending another event that's taking place up and coming. And if we click on that link right here, it takes us to this page, which is the Australia Policy Summit. It's set to come out on the 20th of March, 2024. Okay. But I want to more so take your attention towards some things that they're going to be talking about. Again, the future of digital currencies. You can see that right here. And interestingly enough, they're going to be on a panel with Circle and Ripple. So there's another Circle and Ripple connection. If you guys haven't watched some of my previous infrastructure video breakdowns on the YouTube space, go check that out. But there's a massive ongoing development happening behind the scenes, integrating digital assets like crypto with stablecoins, with CBDCs in a realm that is going to, in the future, be interoperable, where all of these assets coexist in the future and move seamlessly through the Web3 economy. And if people just like, for some reason, don't get it, they don't understand what's happening. But you can see them again on a panel discussion taking place. Now let's go look at this organization. Okay. So this policy summit that's taking place in Australia, Here you can see the Australian Payments Plus organization, FinTech Australia. And you can see right down here, if you click on digital payments on their website, you can see that Ripple is an active member. Okay. Now, if we go over here, reading about this organization, Australia's Payments Plus. Australia's Payments Plus is Australia's integrated domestic payment organization, and we are here to shape the future of payments for Australia. So think about that when you have individual naysayers on X with no credentials. Hold on, I'm about to full circle this. Yet Ripple's with and interconnected with a leading organization that is striving to deliver more innovation to Australia's payment ecosystem and beyond, so that Australian businesses, governments, and consumers experience more benefits in more ways than possible, right? And I just showed you guys 3 months ago, Rahul Advani said that they were helping develop Australia's crypto ecosystem, right? Well, again, this organization is supported by the Australian government and the Australian Trade and Investment Commission. So if these Twitter influencers that you're getting your information from that are talking crap about Ripple have more credentials than the Australian government and the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, then listen to them. But if they don't, then ignore them, block them, and stop paying attention to that crap. Because what's happening behind the scenes is not going to be touted on the mainstream media. It's not going to be talked about on X. Individuals like myself and other in-depth researchers are going to try to attempt to show you guys this prolonged process of the building out of a new financial infrastructure that is for a fact taking place. Again, to revert back to my previous post, I have a firm feeling that these digital assets that provide real-world value and utility will perform well. It's just that all these mainstream influencers that have gotten ahead of themselves because of the gains that cryptocurrency can return have gotten ahead of their short-term predictions, where individuals calling out multiple digits on XRP, multiple digits on XDC, and all these other utility-driven assets, they're most likely going to be right in the long term. But right now, in the short term, we are not in a utility-driven market. We are still in a speculative phase. We're still in the early days of this digital asset space, and a lot of people aren't firmly understanding that. And that is due to lack of education, lack of opening documents, and freaking just reading articles. The information's there. None of this is hidden, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. It's just that people are distracted by quick fix money, overnight gains, lottery fix mindset. And you need to stop that. You got to zoom out and really see what's being built. This is the once in a lifetime opportunity where if you hold these digital assets for when this ecosystem, this new financial ecosystem is completely built out, there's going to be a very small percentage of individuals that actually hold for the long term. Okay. Now, again, obviously, of course, if you are a short-term investor or you're looking for short-term gains, there's better ways to approach building a portfolio for quick fixes. Learn how to day trade, learn how to dollar cost averaging properly and take profit, right? I'm particularly talking about long-term investing here. Now let's transition over to XDC. So just to show you guys that Ripple's heavily integrated with building out large jurisdictions, crypto ecosystems, for example, Australia, integrated with companies that are backed and supported by the Australian government. Okay. Now check this out. In a previous video breakdown, I had mentioned how the XDC network was recognized. If we head over here to the TADS Awards, okay, this took place at the end of 2023, the 4th annual TADS Awards, okay? And if we scroll right down here to the listed organizations that won this award, we can see, obviously, of course, this whole entire thing is supported by very large organizations like Microsoft, IBM, Accenture. So I'd say that it's a pretty important award that XDC just won. Check this out, 2023 TAD Awards winners. You can see right here, the XDC network won in Web3 innovations. Now I'm going to scroll right down here, Web3 innovations tab, and show you what things they were paying attention to that allowed them to win this award. So where it says judging criteria, remember I said that the XDC network won the Web3 Innovations Award. Okay, so they won in that specific award category. And look at the judging criteria for them to have won that award. It says added value. Users today are more discerning, more critical, and look to projects that offer real added value. Creating value within the TADS framework is important. Innovation, non-obvious synthesis of application ideas, technologies, expertise, and domains to produce true innovation. Future utility, Sustainability is important, and to be sustainable, a project should have long-term viability, wide applicability, and not become obsolete quickly. Novelty, how the project applies technology creatively, utilizing the unique aspects of TADS to create something new and original. And then last but not least, governance, protecting members, customers, stakeholders, as well as ensuring compliance to the existing and emerging regulations has taken on new urgency and is fundamental. So think about that, right? XDC Network won this award where it's focused on utility, focused on existing and emerging regulations, which is obviously, of course, important. And also it says the wide applicability of not becoming obsolete quickly. That alone, right there in a nutshell, is absolutely massive, because it just goes to show that you can do research on the projects, the digital assets that are most likely going to survive in the long term. Again, it's not guaranteed, but where are other organizations winning this award at? Especially in the trade finance niche. They're not. It's the XDC network. Okay, so just again, take that into consideration, because if you go look on X Space right now, what's trending? Oh, XDC is suppressed. No, XLM's moving, XRP's moving, and XDC is not moving. What's going on? First of all, completely different digital assets focused on a completely different niche. People, again, are just dissolute. They're completely distracted by the fact that the asset that they're investing in the now is not performing well. So it makes them have all these irrational, illogical, emotional based decisions. Stop investing like that. Like, I just don't get it. It's hilarious to see. It's honestly comical. Freaking Twitter space is just insane. So I thought that I'd show you guys that, right? Alluding back to my first post, where again, people aren't doing this type of research. Now, fast forward, this was only 1 week ago, posted on the XDC Trade Network webpage. It says, we are thrilled to announce the XDC Trade Network, in collaboration with Yodel Plus Technologies, has been shortlisted for the prestigious Best Cross-Border Trade Software System Technology Solutions Provider of the Year. That's a mouthful. At the second annual C4DTI Digital Trade Awards. This recognition is a testament to our commitment to excellence in trade digitalization and our continuous efforts to bridge the trade finance gap for cross-border trade. Now, this was just posted a week ago. So last year, at the end of the year, 2023, we saw XDC Network win an award for utility, for sustainability, for regulatory recognition, right? And now we're seeing them win another award, yet just a week ago announced, but this award's not set to be placed with them until, let's see the date. This is coming out the 17th to the 18th of April, right? So looking forward into the future, we have the C4DTI Digital Trade Conference Awards. Now I'm just going to read some highlights. Why is this important? Okay, check this out. What is the C4DTI DTC Awards? It says right here, the Digital Trade Conference is the annual international flagship event for the ICC Center for Digital Trade and Innovation, taking place on the 17th to the 18th of April. It will discuss practical implementation results from recent pilot initiatives and ongoing rollouts, how we can implement interoperable systems across border with governments and industries, drawing in international best practices, implementing international legal rules and standard frameworks consistently across global supply chains. So again, you see XDC Network in regulatory compliance working with these systemically important organizations. Best practice solutions, lessons learned from pilot initiatives, and access to the international experts, thought leaders leading projects and programs, and then practical solutions to managing key risks across global supply chains, data security, cybersecurity, and fraud. And XDC Network is winning an award from this organization. Okay, now if we scroll right down here, I found this highlight very interesting as well. It says, our goal, look at the dates, because we've talked about this. Our goal is to digitalize 60 to 80% of the world trade finance by 2026, which is only a short 2 years away. But again, because of the short-term mindset, people want XDC to explode now in the year 2024, when right now, I believe only like 5% of global trade finance is even digitalized. So just take that into consideration, that they're trying to get to 60 to 80% in 2 years from now to make trade finance cheaper, faster, and simpler. All legal barriers removed and rules, standards, frameworks in so place, data information can flow unimpeded. The ICC United Kingdom have been at the heart of driving the digitalization of trade since 2017. We played a significant role in the establishment of the Electronic Trades Document Act in 2023, which removed all legal requirements to handle documents of title on paper, enabling companies to transact digitally under public law for the first time ever. Here it says, don't just sit back and listen, be a part of the conversation that will shape the future of digital trade. And again, XDC will be attending this organization and attending this event and winning an award, right? Now, over here, it goes into a little bit more detail about their mission, talks about their vision, talks about the challenges ahead, and it talks more so about the whole entire Center for Digital Trade. Again, I just wanted to show you guys that this is readily available information that you all can go tap into. Now, this is another very interesting fundamental piece that just came out February 17, 2024. This is a video that was shared in our private CYPRX research chat. You guys should go check it out and watch it. It is via the co-founders of the XDC network discussing and talking about real-world asset tokenization. I'm just going to read some interesting highlights, and then we're going to transition over to some ongoing developments that took place this year with the Quant network, and then we'll wrap this video breakdown up. If you've enjoyed these fundamentals and this digest so far, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe. It is going to be a little bit of a longer video breakdown, so it will help boost the algorithm and push these videos out to more individuals like yourselves, showing you guys information that the mainstream is never going to show you all, showing you guys information that these Twitter warriors are never going to show you all, that talk crap about these projects, right? That fail and lack research and their ability to zoom out and really see what is being built behind the scenes. So it goes on to say, in an era where digital transformation is not just a buzzword, but a fundamental shift in global economic paradigms, the XDC network is leading a revolution that promises to unlock trillions of dollars in value, potentially expanding national GDPs worldwide. The key to this seismic shift is the tokenization of real-world assets, a process that is rapidly gaining traction as a means to democratize access to wealth, enhance liquidity, and streamline traditional financial mechanisms. Damn, my vocabulary is on point today. Freaking tongue twisters all around. The implications of real-world asset tokenization are profound. By converting physical and traditionally illiquid assets into digital tokens, the XDC network is paving the way for a more inclusive financial system. In the recent Future Money podcast that crossed 330,000 views on YouTube, co-founders of the XDC network, I'm not going to butcher their names, shed light on the burgeoning trend of real-world asset tokenization with blockchain and Sphere. The estimate that the market for tokenizing real-world assets, this is the part I wanted to highlight, could reach a staggering $100 trillion in the future. The XDC network, with its focus on addressing real-world challenges through its enhanced enterprise-grade network, positioned itself as the premier blockchain platform for real-world asset tokenization. Now, I just want to pause right there for a second and just give you guys a perspective. So remember, if we head back to this fundamental piece, okay, last year in 2023 was for the first time ever, the first year in over 100 years, since pretty much the history of trade. For the first time ever, digital trade has been accepted under public law. And that just happened last year. Okay, just think about this. They're expecting to unlock over $100 trillion of trade finance in the coming years. Now, they're not saying this is going to happen this year. They're not saying it's going to happen next year. They're saying that over time. So imagine, heading back to my original post, if you listen to naysayers on the Twitter space talking crap about the inability right now for XDC to surpass significant price movement when it's at 4 cents. 4 cents in 2024, granted that they just accepted this digital trade law last year, like literally at the end of last year. It hasn't even been a freaking year yet since they've done this, right? And you get fudded out and you sell, you get out of your bags when XDC is freaking 4 cents. 3, 4, 5 years from now, they unlock $1 trillion of value. They unlock 2 trillion, 3 trillion, 4, $5 trillion of value. And years down the line, XDC soars. How are you going to feel because you listened to some ignorant buffoon on Twitter that didn't do their research and posted something talking crap about the inability for the in the now price to not move significantly when all of this stuff is in the nascent stage? People aren't understanding this is happening for the first time ever. We're living through this transformation. This isn't already embedded. right? We're watching this digital transformation happen day in, week in, month in, year over year take place now for the first time ever. So for people to expect that there's going to be some type of significant price action tomorrow is the most ignorant and just illogical approach that I've ever seen to investing in my freaking life. And I've been in this market for 9 years now, right? It's hilarious that people can't just zoom out. Anyways, I thought that I'd go on that rant. Just take that into consideration when you're investing in a digital asset like XDC. Again, zoom out and just see who they're connected with, see what they're building. And obviously, of course, assess your risk properly. If you have any emotional instability in this market, it is because you're over leveraged. You're worried about the money that you invested and potentially losing it. Any smart or wise investor should have no emotional attachment to any investments that they make because they've assessed their risk properly. At any moment in time, you should take into consideration that your investment could go to zero, and that should have no effect on your personal life or your psychology. It's just funny money. It's play money, right? If it goes to zero, who cares? Because what you should be doing is diversifying into other things like gold, silver, cash on the sidelines, right? Potentially high yield investment portfolios, right? Other things that are growing your wealth on the sidelines outside of crypto. So that way, if crypto investments fail on your behalf, you still have other capital to work with. Okay. I'm telling you guys got to get hip. You got to tap in. You got to really expand your knowledge base. So I thought that I'd throw that in there. There's so much more to read on this fundamental piece, but I'm going to save time and skip to the very end where it goes on to talk about how the XDC's network embracement of real world projects signifies its commitment to transforming traditional finance through blockchain technology, where it goes on to talk about projects such as Comtech Gold, the tokenization of physical gold, Fluent Finance, the digitization of the dollar, Yield Tech, tokenization of US Treasury bonds, TradeFundX, digitization of trade documents and tokenization of invoice and trading receivables, Eurostatus, stablecoins fully backed by the euro, and Kinesis Money, all real-world initiatives built on the XDC network. I don't know what else to tell you guys, right? Those are all pilots, proof of concepts, all things ongoing developing on the XDC network happening now. Yet people are talking crap about XDC network when it's 4 freaking cents. What? Oh, cracks me up, man. It literally is so hilarious. Quant. All right, let's get into some quant network developments and then I'll head off here for you guys. Okay. Again, and I'm not a shill. I'm not sitting here telling you guys to go out and invest. I could care less what everybody else does with their finances. Like I told you all, I have an access amount of liquidity to pump into this market because I'm a day trader and I leverage trade. So when I place leverage trades and I make access amounts of capital, I split that into parts and I put a certain part into the digital asset space. I put a certain portion of that into silver or gold. And then I put another portion of that into capital that I can pay my taxes with and then sit some capital on the sidelines via cash reserves in case this market ever becomes discounted further than it already is, right? It's a very strategic approach and it's very easy to do. Quant granted US patent for the chronologically ordering blockchain transactions. This was just recent on the 6th of February. The blockchain for finance pioneer Quant has secured a new patent from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The patent titled Blockchain Communications and Ordering recognizes that Quant has, for the first time ever, invented a unique method for chronologically ordering transactions from different blockchains. The grant of US patent 11 blah 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 recognizes that Quant has introduced a method to agree on a universal time zone for all blockchains so that enterprises and small businesses can reduce reliable consensus-based records. This is the direct from the General Counsel at Quant. As blockchain adoption grows, patents are vital in protecting the fruits of research and development and act as a catalyst for ongoing innovation. At Quant, we view patents as a key way of solidifying our market position as a pioneer in blockchain for finance. Quant has a proven track record of supporting large financial institutions in the digitalization of financial markets, including collaborating with the Bank of England and Bank of International Settlements on Project Rosalind to explore how APIs could be used for digital currency systems. It is also making blockchain more accessible to firms of all sizes. Another thing I want people to understand is all this stuff, all this talk about market supply and all this crap right now and market cap, blah, 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 blah. None of that's going to freaking matter in the future when all of these digital assets in the new Web3 economy are being utilized for their utility. Because it's like, I just don't think people understand how much money there is out there. I feel like people have a suppressed viewpoint of how much money there is because they're not financially stable or educated themselves. If you really understand how much money is out there, and if you really understand that in the near future, I'd say 5 years max, this is all going to take to play out, maybe 2030 agenda max. Okay. Again, that's pushing it. I hope just like you, it happens this year. I hope just like you, it happens next year. But if I'm being realistic, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I'm not predicting this. I just wouldn't be surprised if it did take till 2030. I hope that it does in a way that if it takes longer, it will be more solidified and there will be a better foundation where if it happens longer than if it happens in the short term with a rushed emphasis. Okay. But people don't understand that if we are really transitioning the old financial infrastructure over to a new infrastructure, all the money that is about to come from the old world to the new world. And it's a freaking lot. It's quadrillions of dollars. Okay. So just like zoom out and stop thinking so short term, please. Okay. Especially if you're a long term investor, the vast majority of individuals only tend to lose money in this market when they mess with their investments, right? Due to some emotional or irrational based decision. Last but not least, because of this new patent integration, we see Quant launched Make integration for powerful code-free automation with any blockchain. This just came out on January 29, 2024, so it is updated. Just some highlights before we hop off here. It says blockchain for finance firm Quant has launched an integration with automation software provider Make. Overledger Quant's blockchain agnostic API platform is now available to the users of Make. This will enable individual teams and enterprises to build automated workflows customized for their roles and business. Now, why is this important? We know in this early adoption phase, one of the things that's holding back mass adoption is the seamlessness. It's the easeability. It's the general herd, right? The general population, these organizations, these large financial institutions, and the normal person. It's hard right now for people to onboard into this space. What do I mean? For you to actually come into this space and not lose a significant amount of money, you have to go watch at least 5 YouTube videos on how to download an application, how to buy and sell crypto, how to transfer crypto over to your cold storage wallet, how to freaking not get scammed. Like, it's still hard. It's still an education process that individuals and businesses and organizations, especially who are focused on risk management, to get into this space. Okay. So when you see things like this, where an organization focused on enterprise and institutional adoption is making it easy for these large organizations, people abroad, and enterprises and organizations to onboard into this space, that is a plus. That is a very good thing because eventually that is what's going to need to have to happen in order for mass adoption to take place. And here you can see it says, this marks another significant milestone in our mission to make blockchain simple, trusted, and future-proof by providing a no-code solution with minimal effort for users to roll out new use cases. And the appeal of these integrations doesn't stop there. They also offer enterprises the possibility to accelerate proof of concepts and save significant time, resources, and investments. We also know that another thing holding back innovation is the investment. It's the capital required to actually run proof of concepts, testing these new digital technologies, right? So if Quant is making it a lot more time efficient, resource efficient, and investment via initial capital allocation and efficient, that's also a plus. So it says here, instead of wasting up to a year of development time to explore blockchain, companies now using this new Quant development can integrate and do it in days. That's phenomenal to see. So again, you're seeing individuals on the X space talk crap about Ripple and XRP, talk crap about XDC, talk crap about Quant because price has not moved. But remember, these assets were not created for you to speculatively bet on and invest on and make significant amounts of money on like meme coins were, right? These assets were created to be utilized on blockchain infrastructures that are going to be integrated into the new Web3 economy to make payments faster, to make payments easier, to make interoperability better, right? And like People just don't get that for some reason. They're like, oh, Quant's got all these connections to the Bank of England and blah, 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 but it's only $100. Yeah, duh, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity because it's not being completely utilized yet. When it is in the future, watch, you're going to eat your words. Who knows how long this is going to take? It could take years, it could take months, it could take days. Who cares about that? The fact that we as manual retail investors have an edge on these financial institutions where because we don't have as many regulatory restrictions to onboard into this space should be seen, again, not financial advice, in my personal opinion, as an opportunity. People that are slacking and lacking on this opportunity because they're focus oriented on people with no credentials on Twitter are going to regret it long term. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that all of these companies and all of these assets are going to survive. I have a firm belief that there's going to be a purge and maybe even some of these utility-based projects go bye-bye. But again, diversify, do research, broaden your basket of eggs, and then also keep capital reserves on the side and diversify intangible real-world assets outside of the crypto and blockchain sphere. So that way your money is always growing, moving, and developing. Many blessings to you guys. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown. If you did, again, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. Always attempting to bring you guys the realest information and research. All of these fundamentals were shared in the CYPRX private community via our monthly Discord, where you guys have direct access to all of our CYPRX research and the long history log of documented research that we've conjured over the past 2.5 years. It's absolutely phenomenal to join a community like ours where we're always focused on what's happening behind the scenes, no mainstream media hype, always just giving the realest information and research. Many blessings to you guys. As always, be constant, be aware. Remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy the digital asset XRP or buy the digital asset XDC or Quant. Okay. What I am asking that you all do is you take it upon yourself to shut out the noise on X, okay, which is a freaking cyst. It's a cancer. It's a cancer. Okay. If you don't understand social media is a cancer, then I don't know how else to help you. You gotta open documents and base and judge your own opinions and stop focusing, if you're a long-term investor, on the short-term gains. If you want short-term gains, then take on day trading. Learn how to leverage your portfolio, i.e. a small bag that you leverage trade to gain money in the now. So that way that fixes your dopamine fix that you've so like you like been accustomed your whole life to have. Right? If you think about it, our whole entire lives, we've been fixated for short-term gains. So of course, when you invest in this new emerging asset class that promises on social media via influencers short-term gains, $100 XRP, this and that, of course, you're going to mentally expect that. And then when it doesn't happen, it's going to have a negative side effect on you and you're going to want to sell your bags. You're going to want to talk crap about it. Oh, I invested in XRP at $1 and now it's worth 50 cents, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's because you're like you're the one that pulled the trigger and invested at $1 instead of understanding how the dollar cost average properly when price is discounted to then see an appreciation in your portfolio. It's the user's fault. If your portfolio is not performing well, it is your fault. It is not the market's fault. It's not XRP's fault. It's not Brad Garlinghouse's fault. It's not Chris Larson's fault. It's not freaking David Schwartz's fault. It is your fault. Nobody wants to take responsibility on the internet. Nobody wants to say it is my fault because my portfolio and my XRP investments aren't performing well, or my quant investments aren't performing. My quant portfolio is up. My XDC portfolio is up. My XRP portfolio is up, and many other digital assets that I invest in, my portfolios and my private community knows that. I share that information and I show them piece by piece how that's possible. It is not some magic guru button or indicator that's going to create that for you. It is an educational process. It is time, commitment, and discipline over a prolonged period of time. I've been in this game for 9 years. It is not some overnight get rich quick scheme, right? It is not. And people, i.e. social media influencers, project it out to be that way. So of course, manual retail investors that are coming into this space with hopes of buying a freaking Lamborghini for no crazy ass reason, because Lamborghinis are uncomfortable anyways, are going to get wrecked. They're going to get wrecked. Stop being those people. Educate yourselves. Join a community, again, either like ours or other like-minded communities out there whom I know exist for a fact. You just have to find them to educate yourself properly and grow your wealth. Now is the freaking time to wake up, people. Okay? Many blessings to you guys. As always, be constant, be aware. If anybody wants to join our private monthly membership program where you guys have access to our delta zones, my personal technical analysis, our crypto research, you guys can visit CYPRXtrading.com, where we're only giving out 100 spots to the general public left before we close off access. So again, you guys can go grab a spot, CYPRXtrading.com. We'd love to have any motivated individuals on the team that are looking to further educate themselves, looking to further strive for success in these markets. Many blessings. I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.